It is Monday. Yes, indeed, it is. What is it? It's the 22nd of July. And it's pretty cool out today. It's cloudy. It's a little humid, you know what I'm saying? But it's like in the low 80s, 83 degrees. I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty good. I will be, let's see, what day is the 31st? Because the 31st is when I will be headed back to St. Louis, which is next Wednesday. So next Wednesday, I will be going back to St. Louis, and then things are really going to turn up from there. I've already mentioned that while I'm there, I'm going to have a good opportunity to really save a lot of money, and I'm really going to put a lot of effort into the channel. It'll be good for my mental health, emotional health, all of that. So I'm looking forward to it. Um, but while I'm there, I'm going to be streaming 5, 6 days a week, and I've been making some pretty solid plans for yes, early stream today. We got going early today. How y'all doing today? We got Teddy, Mike Boy. But yeah, I'm making some good plans. So when I come back, I'll be back here like in January or so. I'll get an editor and then start working on just bigger projects. So I'm definitely happy about that. We got Monk without a cause. Yes, I'm in this red today. Normally I don't really wear red. I don't think red is really my color. It can be, but oftentimes it's just not. So but Joe Biden, as everybody knows, has dropped out of the race. And, you know, of course he was gonna say that he wasn't gonna do it, but there's no way that they hadn't been talking about it. I mean, obviously publicly we know that he's been getting pressured from top Democrats from everywhere, from donors, from the public. It pretty much got to a point where there was no chance for him. But with him making this move, he's basically solidified himself with deity status in the Democratic halls of fame. Because if Joe Biden didn't drop out of this race and went on to lose, which almost certainly was going to be the case, well, not almost, it was going to be the case, then that really would have destroyed his legacy. It would have brought that into attention for everything else. Now, obviously, we know that Joe Biden has, had his hands in many negative policy positions, whether it be, just the general, like three strikes and everything in that era, um, credit cards, debt in this country, wars that he supported, things like that. I mean, overall, he's a corporate Democrat, but he also, not everybody sees him that way. A lot of people really do see him as good old Uncle Joe. And no matter what you think about Joe Biden, I think that him dropping out, um, I think I think it was a noble thing of him to do, for him to just be real and be like, well, let me just go ahead and pass the reins to somebody else. So, um, this just happened yesterday, so we're going to be seeing everything out of it. But I think that one of the things that this really highlights is the importance of energy and excitement with anything, but especially with politics. You know what I'm saying? The energy really just disappeared completely from the Democratic side with Joe Biden, and now we're entering territory where not only does the country who does not like the country does not like Donald Trump overall. That's why we rejected him 4 years ago. But now, not only is there an opportunity to, you know, get Trump out of here, but also now there's another opportunity for a first, and it's not empty. Like if Hillary Clinton would have became the first woman president, it still obviously would have been a major deal. But since the reversal of Roe v. Wade, since all of these 6-week abortion ban pushes, and just the extremity of the Republican Party that we've seen over the last handful of years, getting Kamala Harris in office is going to be a major middle finger to all of that, a massive cultural fu to people who are trying to bring us back. to a time where women and black and brown people did not have as many rights. Yeah, oh yeah, we gonna go over all of that. We about to go over it now. But basically, the energy has returned, and Trump's RNC appearance really wasn't spectacular. It just wasn't. He gave a 93-minute speech that really was a bunch of BS. The first 5 minutes of the speech, he was talking about unity, and then for the rest of it, he was just being Donald Trump. Um, so I think there's a lot of excitement around this, and I fully anticipate that if Kamala Harris, I won't be surprised if Trump refuses to debate her. But if she runs a solid campaign, then I think she's definitely going to win. I think women are going to mobilize like we've never seen before around Kamala Harris. And I have a good feeling about it. So let's go ahead and get into it because I got a bunch of stuff pulled up, and I got the one laptop. So, but yeah, right, exactly. And keep in mind as well, Donald Trump still has 3 criminal trials left to go. And if he doesn't become president, then he's going to have to face those consequences in ways that he won't be able to pardon himself. So he's really in a tough spot. Now let's go to Van Jones. Let's start off with this because apparently he was crying. Hold on, we got Roxy in the building. Who else? We got Jen. What the Beck? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Twin Dragon. Now apparently Van Jones was crying. Van Jones just kind of seems like a disingenuous person. Maybe not all the way around, but I don't know. Let's watch it though. Let's watch and see. Oh, and I got some other stuff to say as well because one of the other issues with the times with Trump going and Republicans going against Kamala now. How are they? What the hell? How are they going to campaign against her? Like, what the hell are they going to say? Like, he's just going to be like, "Crazy Kamala, that woman's crazy. She's so crazy." I mean, other than that, and them trying to make her look like she's an idiot, which she isn't. I mean, regardless of how you feel about Kamala Harris she's not stupid and she's not weak. So I don't know. I don't think that they're going to do a very good job campaigning against her. I think they're going to make themselves look like the racist, sexist that they are because they don't really have anything else. And again, obviously, that doesn't mean that there aren't legitimate things to go after Kamala for, but coming from the Republicans, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, all the Republicans are going to do is, oh, she's nuts. She's so crazy. I really don't expect them to do anything other than that. All right, so let's see what Van Jones was talking about.
This is a huge moment for him, for his family, for all of us who love him, for all of us who wanted him to get across the finish line. But if you're a young person watching this is leadership. This is patriotism. This is what it means to put the country first and put the party first and put the cause first. When your arm gets tired, you let somebody else finish pitching the game. That's what Joe Biden has done, and he's done that for all of us. And so I just want to say, I don't know who's going to be the VP, the non-VP. I don't know anything about politics. I just know that I love this man. I care about this man. It was painful every day to sit up here and talk about him like he's just some problem for the party. Wait till we get to the convention. You're going to see people crying, standing, screaming, cheering. He may not get a chance to talk for 10 minutes. We finally get a chance to put our arm around this guy. He did the right thing for this.
He's right about this. And hold on, this is Fox, so let me finish it because Fox's website is horrible.
Country did the right thing for this party. All of us are going to be in this situation someday, and I hope that we take a moment to honor this man and to love.
Again, what he's saying is true. Before we even get to the perspective of again what like the Democratic establishment, the apparatus, and the DNC, what Joe Biden did was a respectable, noble thing. It just was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, accepting that you're in that part of your life for anybody, I can't imagine that would be easy for anybody to accept. But to give up a position of power, like that's not necessarily something that anybody would do. So you got to tip your hat to him for that. But I hadn't seen that segment, but I do agree. I think that at the DNC, I think that Biden again, he solidified himself a major place in the Democratic Party. I think that he's going to get all kinds of ovations, and I think that he's going to do well campaigning, not as president reelect, but I think Biden on the campaign trail is going to be pretty strong. Now we're gonna have Obama out there. We're gonna have all the big people. You know what I'm saying? And now, the message really is going to be more than anything. There's a big focus on obviously women's rights, abortion rights, and I don't know. I think that I have good hopes about this because I don't know what is Trump gonna say? What are you gonna do? And Trump's all over the place, claim saying that he's responsible for the reversal of Roe, which he is. It's just it's just not really looking good for them in terms of how they're gonna combat this. Like they had everything ready to go against Joe Biden, but this is just really interesting. Is really interesting. Uh, let's see. So let's check out a little bit of some of the people, some of the Democrats who have already openly endorsed her. And then I know y'all know she that raised like 50 to 60 million dollars in the first 24 hours since then. Again, that's of the reflection of energy and a reflection of overall the country really does not want to go backwards. All right, so here's the people who have already so we got Gavin Newsom, Pete Buttigieg, Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, who her future in the Democratic Party is well, rather her career is just getting going. She's got a lot more ahead. Chris Coons, AOC, Corey Bush, Jamal Bowman, Andy Bashir, JB Pritzker. I think I saw some of y'all mentioning JB as a VP pick. I think that would he's pretty well liked and he's done some pretty based things. Um Very wealthy man, so there may be some people who don't like that, but overall what I know about him, I don't think that people overall have that big of an issue with him. Um Dick Durbin, Catherine Clark, Kirsten Gillibrand. Oh, I forgot about Kirsten Gillibrand. She's definitely a quieter person in the Senate. Amy Klobuchar, Bernie, Nancy Pelosi, Rashida Tlaib, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Elizabeth Warren, obviously Joe Biden. Hold on, let me get up here into this money. Here we go. I think it's more at this point now. Actually. Oh yeah, good. Definitely good point for the matchup with him and Vance for sure. Again, I mean, I don't know if Trump. I mean, if he doesn't debate Kamala, that would look really bad. Maybe he would do that because it's Donald Trump. But I think in a debate, Kamala would just embarrass the shit out of him because again, what is he gonna say? What is he gonna say? All he can say is, "I won in 2020. The Democrats are trying to cheat. They knew Joe Biden couldn't." You know what I mean? And I think Kamala will really be feeling herself because she would be like, "Oh, this man can't even really say shit about me. Not with any type of substance." Boom. Kamala Harris rakes in $50 million in grassroots donations less than 24 hours after announcing. Yeah, and it's dead. I'm sure it's more than that now. Less than one day after making her candidacy official, Vice President Kamala Harris raised just under $50 million in grassroots donations. Also, now that hope is alive again, it's going to start to be a bit more cool to be openly like hopeful, openly optimistic. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that I think in a debate between Kamala and Trump, I think Kamala would really make him look stupid because he is stupid. Um, but also again, Kamala has the times and the culture and the atmosphere behind her. She has so much behind her that she would be able to she can just go forward over these next 4 months with so much strength and power and confidence. So yeah, so CNN reported that a total of $49.6 million was donated in under 24 hours. Okay, it's just people with these are just people's comments, but overall talks, the money speaks for itself. Again, this is exciting. Um when it comes to like a general primary, like yeah, people, Democrats and progressives, and there's definitely a healthy group of people who haven't been that fond of Kamala Harris, but this is different. These are not Democratic primaries, and this is about making a statement now. This is going against Donald Trump, who is not just Trump, but Republicans who are a massive threat against the stability of this country, and who every chance they get take people's rights away and destroy the administrative state's ability to do what it's supposed to do. Um, so now it's more about that than it was about like, oh, Kamala versus Bernie versus Cory Booker versus Amy Klobuchar. This is totally different. Um, all right, let's see. Let's continue because I still got some stuff pulled up. I got a bunch of stuff pulled up. People's comments, what everybody's saying is some of Kamala's positions. Uh, Hold on, let's see. All right, let's get up into some more videos. This is Andy Bashir, I believe. Yeah, this is with Andy Bashir.
State of Kentucky, Andy Bashir. Governor, thanks for being with us. First, your reaction to the news that came down yesterday of President Biden stepping aside. And secondly, do you endorse Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket?
Well, thank you for having me this morning. I want to thank President Biden for being a phenomenal president. He led us out of a pandemic faster than we have ever seen. He showed up in Kentucky after natural disasters and has helped us rebuild. He's helped us build the best economy in our history, building the 2 largest battery plants on planet Earth, the cleanest, greenest recycled paper mill we've ever seen, creating jobs all over Kentucky and providing the funding to run internet access to every home and every business. His decision, I know, was hard, but it's going to secure his legacy that I believe historians are going to say was a great presidency. With that, I'm excited to fully endorse Vice President Harris as for the next president of the United States. The vice president is smart and strong, which will make her a good president. But she's also kind and has empathy, which can make her a great president. And the contrast between her and those running on the other side couldn't be clearer.
I mean, now this is totally a cultural battle now. Now it's no longer 2 old guys that nobody wants. Now it's the future versus the past. That's basically what it is at this point.
As a prosecutor, as an attorney general, like I used to be, she prosecuted rapists, domestic abusers, stood for victims, and put away those abusers. Now look at the other side, where J.D. Vance calls pregnancy arising from rape inconvenient. No, it's just plain wrong. He suggests that women should stay in abusive relationships. Listen, a domestic abuser isn't a man, he's a monster, and no one should support anyone having to stay in those relationships. So the vice president is ready. She has my full endorsement. I'm going to do everything I can to support her.
All right, some news this morning.
Oh no, I think that well, I don't know. I don't know what his standing would be in terms of the VP slot for Harris.
Here, full endorsement from Governor Beshear of Vice President Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket. As you know very well, Governor, because of your record of being elected and reelected as a Democrat in the state of Kentucky, which Donald Trump won in 2020 by about 26 points, people are very interested in you and your future in politics. Has anyone reached out to you from the new Harris campaign about the potential for being the vice presidential candidate, her running mate?
Well, I don't know how that process is going to work. It's flattering to be a part of it. I take it as a compliment, though, to what we've done in Kentucky. What we've done in Kentucky is what we need to do in this country. It's to move beyond the partisanship, the constant arguing, get beyond neighbors yelling at other neighbors just because of the box they checked when they registered to vote. We need to turn the temperature down and recognize that the most important things to our families, like a good job, health care, safe infrastructure, public safety, public education, none of those are partisan at all. And if we work hard every single day to make
the Democratic message is just effective. Obviously, we know corruption stops the Democrats from, fulfilling what's on the platform. But the platform is just more popular. It just is, what is the Republican platform? Let's take everything away from everybody, So I think, this really is Kamala's to lose. I don't see if she does even a halfway decent job campaigning. I mean, again, the energy's back. People are about to be knocking on doors like crazy. And all I expect for not even just Trump, but Republicans. I know y'all seen the video where like Kamala laughing and like that's all they got. That's all they got is trying to pretend like she's an idiot, but she ain't. She's just not. She's not a stupid woman. So good luck with that shit. And again, think about how that's only gonna fuel the fire to beat Trump. Like the Republicans who have caused so much damage and now they're gonna, rub it in, pour salt in the wounds. Like how much of a negative impact is that gonna have on Trump's campaign if they're like, oh, she's a stupid woman. Look, oh, she can't do anything right. She's an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, bro, this shit is like this shit was like it was written in heaven or something. Like this shit is it's I mean, we're always living through history, but this shit really is crazy. Voto Latino pledges $44 million to support Kamala Harris. Voto Latino is endorsing Vice President Harris on Monday in her bid for the White House, pledging its entire 2024 campaign budget to her cause. The Civic Engagement Group, a key player in Latino campaign politics, supported President Biden's reelection efforts and is a fierce opponent of former President Trump. Quote, as far-right extremists seek to demonize immigrants, shatter our democracy, and curtail our rights at every turn, Vice President Kamala Harris has led the defense of our multicultural democracy. Her longstanding support for working Americans' voting rights, DACA, and for women's rights have done so much good for our country and the Latino community, and it has never been more important. And also, as well, keep in mind about the hope and the energy coming back. Obviously Kamala doesn't have like a full campaign cycle like how Obama did, but people are going to give Kamala a chance. Let's see what she can do. Let's see if we can push her in the right direction. Let's see how she delivers. You know what I'm saying? So she's really on a blank slate. Yeah, she has a record as a prosecutor. She has a little bit of a record as a senator, but it's not enough. Like she's basically on a complete blank slate. She really is. Right now, this is all about themes and all about narratives and what direction we're headed. Um, so yeah, she's raking in the money. I don't know if y'all saw this. This happened a couple days ago. Sheila Jackson Lee, she passed away. She was a representative out of Texas. I met her before. I mean, I didn't like obviously don't know her or anything, but I met her at a conference, and is has some of the strongest energy I've ever felt from a person, period, man or woman. Like uh she just walk like when she walks around the corner, it's like she's in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like she just had that energy about her. Um that was pretty undeniable. But yeah, my bad, I was looking at an email. But yeah, she passed away the other day. Today, with incredible grief for our loss, yet deep gratitude for the life she shared with us, we announced the passing of United States Representative Sheila Jackson Lee of the 18th Congressional District of Texas. Jackson Lee announced in June that she had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. At the time, she acknowledged that the road ahead will not be easy, and she said she had faith that God will strengthen me. Her family remembered her as a fierce champion of the people, saying that she was affectionately and simply known as Congresswoman by her constituents in recognition of her near ubiquitous presence and service to their daily lives for more than 30 years. Um, but yeah, no, she was very well respected in her community. And again, I met her once, but she is one of she stood out in terms of some of everyone I've ever met in my life. Like it was just like, damn, like she just really had some strong ass energy. I got strong energy, but it's my energy's at the same time as young and immature. I'm still a young and immature man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yes, let's continue rolling through the clips. Matter of fact, hold on, let's switch it up a little bit. Yeah, let's look at a little bit of what the right wing is talking about. Oh, they're the threat. Hold on, do I have the right one pulled up? Yes, I do. Fox News anchor claims Biden deciding to drop out is an attack on democracy. Let's see what his reasoning is because it's not. But
what seemed like critical mass or the dam bursting. We know that about 10 to 13% of Democrats were saying it's time for Joe Biden to go, but that left more than 85% of Democrats not weighing in on this. Maybe they were just keeping their confidence. But how do you think we got to this point?
Oh, I don't think they were keeping their confidence, John. I think they were trying to pick sides on who the winner was going to be and can they be on that winning side for selfishness, those people who are lawmakers. Now, the voters are a different story, and I'm grateful to join you. Fresh off a Republican convention that seemed to be the most cohesive one of the several that I've covered on both sides of the aisle, I think that this was necessary to do on this weekend because they need to change the narrative about the Democrats.
everybody other than progressives is gonna be excited to vote for her. Progressives, I mean, progressives have good hearts, but progressives are never satisfied with anybody ever. That's just the truth about us. We're never satisfied. But she everybody else is excited for I think very obvious reasons.
Democratic Party. There's no way that you take a look at Milwaukee and the RNC, particularly standing there on that floor as former President Donald Trump told the story of being shot in an assassination attempt. And all of the prayers, I stood among people and the tears, all of that around, and to wider go from there to a crowded Chicago O'Hare Airport trying to get out as we had a huge Microsoft collapse and the world was at all these airports. So we drove an hour to get to Chicago from Milwaukee to try to get on a plane. Considering all those people were on their phones and everybody was talking about, my goodness, did you see Trump last night talk to the whole country? Democrats, independents. And you know me, I'm curious. So I'm asking everybody, not how did you vote, but who do you support? Because we don't know how people are going to vote. So I have a couple of thoughts on this. If anybody was afraid that democracy would be upended, we are watching it today. Joe Biden did not capitulate to this to give Kamala Harris a leg up. He's had 3.5 years to do that. He's given her some of the toughest assignments.
But how is this anti-democratic though? Because they haven't had the convention yet, and that's where things get finalized at the end of the day. I mean, it's just like massive admissions of weakness because who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, is a lot of you are rightfully pointing out in the chat. At the end of the day, I mean, Kamala Harris is, it's not like she's I mean, she's a corporate Democrat at the end of the day. Um, so it's not as if she's like the excitement around her is what she represents and defeating Donald Trump. That's really where most of it is. But I just don't see how, like, all you're doing with this is admitting that you don't think you can beat her, or at best that you're worried that you can't beat her. Because, like, who gives a fuck? Who cares?
That nobody could solve, like the border. Well, he didn't want to try, and he knew she couldn't do it, and she didn't. So if he really wanted to support her, he would have done it before this day in July 2024. So there's that part of it. Who's up next? I'm hearing Gretchen Whitmer, too. They want
I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, Kamala Harris might do better with these 4 months than she would have done with a full period to campaign. I mean, I could be very wrong about that, but if people don't have that long, if people only have enough time to pay attention to the themes and the narratives, then that's really all that matters right now. Like, nothing else really, with only 4 months, like none of that other shit really means anything. Like in terms of, like, from my point of view, like a voter's mind, like right now it's like, oh, it's this or that. With a full year and a half to campaign, um she may have ended up doing worse. We'll see. I mean, we about to find out, but I don't know. Yeah, I think this little bit of time that she has may actually help her perform better overall.
take the Rust Belt. You start with Michigan, you have a good chance, but you got a problem now. Senator J.D. Vance from Ohio with a compelling personal story.
Yeah. So, Harris, how about this? Bill and Hillary Clinton just came out to endorse Kamala Harris.
Yep. They did that about 20 minutes ago. They did. And this has to do with money. So they've got about $90 million in the bank in cash right now for the campaign, for the Biden-Harris campaign. They want their hands on that money. They can only apportion a bit of it if she's not somewhere on the ticket. Now, it can go to the DNC. Again,
Right, exactly, Roxy. And when it's really drawn out, you just have more time to make mistakes of various sorts.
subverting the will of the people. If the DNC picks the nominee without those delegates really knowing how people, would they have voted for Kamala? Just because she's a vice president on that ticket doesn't mean that they would vote for her for president. I mean, this is confusing for democracy. Before we preach to anybody else about how democracy and a republic should go, we got to get ours straight. And the Democrats, all they wanted to talk about leading up from the Biden campaign was the threat from Trump for democracy. No, they're the threat. Look at today. This takes the power out of the hands of the voters. But here's what I also wanted to talk about, because I live a chunk of my life in Arizona married to this man who will go outside when it's 116 degrees and the rest of us are in AC. Mark Kelly. I would argue it would take too much money to make him the candidate. Most Americans, even if they voted for him as just pure Democrat, they don't know who he is. Most people couldn't pick him
Yeah,
out.
see, that's why I'm saying with only 4 months to go, none of this matters. Nothing that she has done matters with only 4 months. All that matters is who she is and what she represents against the right wing. That's the only thing people gonna be thinking about for the next several months. And then afterwards, they'll start looking more at her record and holding her feet to the fire and stuff. But before then, I don't really expect anybody to really give a fuck.
Out of two people in a room.
Yep.
They might know he was a U.S. Navy combat pilot. They might know he was a NASA astronaut. They probably have no idea of the policies or anything or how he votes on behalf of the state of Arizona in the U.S. Senate. I think some of those people live in Arizona who couldn't do those three things.
You know,
Identify him, know anything about him, and be able to tell you how he votes.
Hey, Harris, to your point about upending democracy, this statement just came out from Mitch McConnell.
All right, let's see. But yeah, no, I don't really get the argument. I mean, not that of course they would make it, but I don't get the argument that this was an undemocratic thing to do. I also don't really know why people are asking Joe Manchin if he's gonna be running for president. Why would he do that? I don't even want to. We don't even need to watch that, honestly. But why would that happen? And I think they would because yeah, I think he's an independent now. If I recall correctly, I believe he's not a registered Democrat anymore. George Conway mocks ex-wife Kellyanne for saying Kamala Harris doesn't speak well. And again, like, is this all? What else are they gonna say? Is this what they're gonna do? Because if this is all they do, which is probably all they're gonna do, they're gonna make her look good because they look stupid. Oh, of course, we gotta go over to X. We can't watch it. We can't watch it on the platform. Hold up. Let me exit out of this real quick so we can go over it. It's actually really fitting that Elon Musk changed the name um to X because pretty much all that's on Twitter is pornography. That's pretty much it. Mm, I let's see. Here we go. What does she have to say?
She had disastrous staff turnover as vice president. I check it on the daily.
Trump had like a 90 something percent staff turnover.
Her public schedule, gentlemen, rarely has anything on it or one or two things on it. She does not speak well. She does not work hard.
All right, so
she doesn't
Kellyanne,
inspire
let me
anyone.
ask you.
And
She doesn't speak hard. She doesn't speak well. She doesn't work hard. She doesn't inspire anyone. Nah, this y'all gonna have to figure something else out because that's just not gonna work. Because it's just not true. It's just not true. Like I mean, honestly, if you say that Kamala Harris is not intelligent, you're being a jackass. You just are. You're being annoying if you say that. I mean, there's plenty of criticisms to give to Kamala Harris, but to pretend like she's not a brilliant woman is you're being stupid. You know what I'm saying? So that's just not going to cut it. And it's going to piss women off. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but it's really going to piss off women. They tuning in and it's like, "Oh, look at this dumb stupid woman who thinks she can be that shit is going to fuel the flames." And that's all they got. Um Okay, let's see. Rachel Maddow predicts no one will challenge Kamala Harris. Probably not. Even if they think, even even if they have an open convention, Kamala's gonna. I mean, why wouldn't she sweep it? Maybe she won't, but I don't see why she wouldn't. But yeah, nah, it's just a weak criticism of Kamala. One, because it's shallow, but most importantly, it's not true.
The kind of campaign you have never seen before to try to keep Donald Trump from returning to the White House and from undoing the American system of government. The endorsement of President Biden of Vice President Harris, I believe.
They don't need true, but it still has to feel true. You know what I'm saying? Like like the shit that they would say about Joe Biden, it still felt true because he really has these declines. But if you call somebody short and ugly, but they're tall and beautiful, like you can say that, but it's just not going to hit the same way. Like it's not gonna. Like they are not prepared for this shit at all.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I believe that will be seen as a period at the end of the sentence underscored, let's go. And it'll be, there will be technocratic stuff that needs to happen in terms of getting her at the top of the ticket and the delegates and the convention and all that stuff in the campaign. But this is not the start of an open primary. And if the Democrats want to start a primary in late July and thereby commit electoral suicide, I will be surprised. Democrats have surprised me before. But this means that Vice President Harris is going to be at the top of the ticket.
I mean, and yeah, especially with this much time left. I mean, I know for honestly, sometimes principle needs to take a hike. Being principled for principled's sake is just it's sometimes it's dumb. And right now, at least in my opinion, trying to have a massive open convention is principle for principle's sake and nothing else. It's like, come on. I like that shit is not I mean, sure, hold an open convention, but I just don't like, I don't why wouldn't everything go to Kamala? Everyone knows who she is. She's the vice president. It makes the most sense. I just, I just not only does it make the most sense, but I think it would be silly to, just, oh, well, let's hold an open convention anyway. I mean, okay, go ahead, but shit, if I wouldn't try to beat Kamala in this point in time. What for what? All right, let's see. Hold on. We still got and then of course we got the Biden campaign saying that um let's see. Right, they gonna have to find something. She responsible for something. Cause again, calling her stupid, that's just it's just that yeah, y'all gotta do something else. At least if you blame her for something policy wise, at least that's political. But if you just if it's other stuff, you're really just gonna help her win. Yeah, I mean, you just are. I want to be crystal clear. Biden campaign co-chair insists the president was staying in just hours before dropping out. I don't believe that. I mean, how could that be true? How could that be true? How could you make such a monumental decision spontaneously? Like what? So you're trying to say he just impulsively decided to drop out? No, he didn't.
So, Congressman, we heard
But like I mean, you're not going to say maybe I'll drop out unless you're not going to say that at all because once you say that, it's over.
as you know, before you from two allies of Joe Biden who have now changed their position. And we
Yes, the border. I think that'll probably be the biggest thing. Is because again, what else can they do? Like everything else is just dumb. It's just dumb. Y'all got to focus on policy. With Biden, they could focus on he's an old man, he's got dementia, but that's over. And against Hillary, I mean, when he ran against Hillary, he was he wasn't like, yeah, he called her crazy and stuff, but he was talking about policy constantly. That's what he was doing.
we now look at the tally of roughly 40 lawmakers who have called for Joe Biden to step aside. Clearly, leadership is setting up a permission structure for lawmakers to come out and say these things. Has Joe Biden lost control of the Democratic Party?
No, he's not. And he's heard those concerns. And I want to be crystal clear. He's made a decision. And that decision is to accept the nomination and run for reelection, win reelection. And I think that there are those out there that need to hear it again, that he made a decision. He's going to be the candidate. He's going to be the next president. And now it's time to focus on the threat that Donald Trump poses and what the extreme agenda is on the other side.
Is the president aware that the calls are only growing in number and not diminishing?
Oh,
The president's aware of the calls, and the president has made clear that members should do what they think they need to do. And he's going to do what the American people need him to do. And that's
okay. I see now. This is what was being said right before.
Donald Trump, focus again on working families, protecting women's reproductive rights, building the economy from the bottom up.
Yeah, I mean, this clearly was a calculated decision. There was a lot of pressure for him to do it, but let's see. What should we do now? But I think for the most part, people are just gonna shut up and vote for Kamala Harris. I think that's what's gonna happen. Um, and again, I think I mean I'm not really. I think that there's a decent chance that, we get her in there, that we can push her in good directions. Obviously we wouldn't get everything out of her, but I think if we keep our foot on our throat, I think that we can get Kamala Harris to meaningfully be on board with some positive progressive legislation. Especially, and also you got to think about how this will impact the down ballot as well. Like, abortion has been a massive winning issue for Democrats. And now with a woman at the head of the ticket, I mean, that's going to have really positive impacts down, all the way down. So, again, I think ultimately Kamala Harris is, a lot of people are going to give her a chance. And that chance and that hope is gonna, I think, is gonna carry her to victory in November. We gonna have to find out, but I think right now chance and hope is mainly gonna be what people are thinking about. Um, I'm sure. Yeah, well, I mean, y'all already saw this tweet. What Trump was talking about. They should be reimbursed. Mm-mm. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, I think one of the most important things that this highlights is the power and the importance of hope. You have to have it, man. Because if you don't have it, what matters? Like, if you don't have hope, I mean, whether it's for politics or any area, if you don't have hope, I mean, what's the point of doing anything at all? All right, here we go. He said, "So we are forced to spend time and money on fighting crooked Joe Biden. He polls badly after having a terrible debate and quits the race. Now we have to start all over again. Shouldn't the Republican Party be reimbursed for fraud? And that everybody around Joe, including his doctors and the fake news media, knew he was not capable of running for or being president? Just asking."
They held a primary. People, they had ballots. They filled out circles. They went to the voting booths. They spent money on advertisements. And as President Trump said, the Republican Party spent tens of millions of dollars running against Joe Biden. Now they just woke up one morning and said, never mind, we're canceling the entire primary. We're getting rid of our candidate, and we're pretending the election has never even happened, and we're going to let donors handpick a new nominee. They're public.
Because, Republicans care so much about corruption. But yeah, no, I think out of a lot of what I've seen y'all typing, I think that it makes a lot of sense that they'll focus on the border. I mean, not that again, it's not that they aren't always focused on that, but that's probably their best bet. Maybe, and then maybe sprinkle in some, the Democrats knew about Joe Biden type of thing. But there, man, he just never should have became president. He really just never should have became president. And he wouldn't be in any of this. He wouldn't be facing any of this. Because again, if Donald Trump loses in November, which he has a very, very good chance of losing in November now, he can't pardon himself. I don't, man. And that still has to be mainly what he's thinking about. All right, let's see what's up, because we don't need to go over all of this. I'm getting a whole bunch of notifications. She's becoming the memes are coming alive. The memes are going crazy. The coconut memes and all of that shit. Man, a lot of this stuff we just don't need to look at. Okay, we got people on the right wing saying that this was a coup. One candidate survived assassination, the other staged a coup. Your choice, America. That is hilarious, because it's like you're talking Trump is both of those people. Trump survived an assassination attempt. And he also attempted to overthrow the government and stay in office. Yeah, exactly. It's like the titles exactly, Mike Boy. It's like it's like all of a sudden, and again, like this also keeps in a perspective how quickly things can happen and how quickly things can change. You can never give yourself too much credit for political predictions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you can, but like not too much credit, because shit happens, and one little thing can happen and create a tidal wave of change. Um, so much to learn from this moment. But yeah, this is hilarious. One candidate survived assassination, the other staged a coup. Your choice, America. Like both of those people are Trump, though. But again, I really perhaps, and I don't know. I mean, there's no real way for us to ever find out. But I think that Kamala Harris is going to do better with 4 months than she would have done if she had a year plus. Because if she had a year plus, then everybody would be talking about, like the truancy stuff. Um, and just her, there would be more attention to detail. But right now, it's just branding. It's just branding and themes and symbolism. And nothing is more powerful in the human mind, perhaps nothing, than symbolism. Because, man, when we believe shit, that becomes our reality. What should we do now, man? Because I'm exiting out of a whole lot of this stuff that we really don't need to look at. Trump says that Biden's going to start World War III. It's a new day, and Joe Biden doesn't remember quitting the race yesterday. Trump said this at 6:24 a.m., but he probably, he doesn't sleep, because his last tweet that day was probably at like 3 in the morning, and then he really doesn't fucking sleep. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They don't have time to plan. If they had a whole year and a half, they would be able to put together some really decent strategies against Kamala. But now it's like they're freaking out. We're watching them panic. We're watching them freak out. That's what we're looking at. And that's good. I mean, all the Democrats need to do is keep the Republicans in panic mode. That's it. All they got to do is keep the Republicans in panic mode, focus on abortion rights and women's rights, talk about unity, and it's a wrap. It's over. That's all they have to do. And again, that makes shit so easy. That makes shit so easy. Yes, evil never sleeps. Trump gonna live to be 130 years old. Watch. Let's see. I don't know what this is about. What Some Sebastian Gorka shit. Sebastian Gorka. Okay, let's watch. Biden pulls out.
Now to go over to a former senior advisor to
Biden's pullout game is strong this time.
Donald Trump when he was in the White House, a good friend of Trump's as well. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, a political commentator and broadcaster. Seb Gorka, this is your worst nightmare. The Trump team have lost their greatest asset, Joe Biden.
Because if you keep them in panic mode, then they're just going to be like, she's a woman. She has a vagina. Pew, pew, pew. She sucks. She's a woman. That's all they're going to do.
Great to hear from you. No, it's the worst nightmare ever for the Democrats. I mean, let's look at the statistics of it all. This woman, this disaster whose only qualification was having a vagina and the right skin color.
See? That's all they got. He hasn't been talking. This man hasn't been talking for 10 full seconds. And he immediately goes into it. Her only qualifications is that she's a DEI hire. She has a vagina and black skin. Bro, that's going to dominate the narrative, and it's going to hurt them. It's, bro, these people are so fucking stupid.
Great to hear from you. No, it's the worst nightmare ever for the Democrats. I mean, let's look at the statistics of it all. This woman, this disaster whose only qualification was having a vagina and the right skin color, this woman in the Democrat primaries, I'm not talking about an election, in the Democrat primaries garnered
Sebastian, let me interrupt you.
Yeah, he said, let me interrupt you. Because oh my God. Yo, Kamala Harris might kick Donald Trump's ass. Maybe not, but man.
Sebastian, let me interrupt you. That's pretty unkind language about the vice president. This is an accomplice.
Yo, and again, he was like, what? Because again, not only is it not nice, it's fucking stupid.
Lawyer and senior politician and the vice president of your country. Do you wish to take back that rather sexist remark?
No, I don't. It's a statement of fact. She is the DEI hire. She's the diversity, equity, inclusion hire. Ask Willie Brown. Ask Mayor Willie Brown how she got her first job, okay? Just Google.
Now he's calling her a hoe. First, he said it's because she's a woman and she's black. Google how she got her first job. She got it because she spread her legs for somebody. Bro, oh my God. This is amazing.
Willie Brown and Kamala Harris have talked to me about her qualifications. I take nothing back.
Seb Gorka, she has reached the top of politics and she may well be the next president of the United States. But yes, how are the Trump camp responding to this story?
Let me finish before you interrupted me twice because of what they said in your ear.
He said, I'm not finished. He said, let me finish before you interrupted me twice. Oh my God. This is possibly the best thing that ever happened to the Democratic Party. And again, let's get Kamala in there and let's keep our feet on her neck. Let's keep our boots on her neck and make her do some good shit. Let's make her do some good shit, man. Because again, if this is looking like this is what they're going to do, and if this is their strategy, not only are they going to lose, they're going to lose badly. They're going to piss, man. Women are going to win this election. It's over, bruh. Get the fuck out of here. Hold on, where did it go? Where did my scroll? Here it is. Like, if you think that these people saying shit like this for the next 4 months isn't going to hurt them, I don't believe you.
This is a woman who garnered less than 3% of the vote in the Democrat primary, not in a national election. Amongst only Democrats, she got less.
Doesn't matter. That was a Democratic primary. This is completely different.
There's 3% of the vote. So this is a great day for those who want to take back America from those who are trying to destroy it, which includes Biden and Kamala.
Okay, and listen, how will the Trump campaign recalibrate now in the absence of Joe Biden?
No need to recalibrate, because if Kamala is the nominee, she was there. As you say, she was the right hand of the design.
No, you have to recalibrate, because even though Kamala was there, the main focus of Trump's campaign was not policy. It was Joe Biden has dementia. He's a bumbling idiot. That's over.
Senile old man who's now leaving the race. Therefore, the disasters of the last 3.5 years can be pinned onto both Biden and Kamala. The inflation, the economy, the world wars, the 20 million illegals, all of that is her responsibility as well. And whoever they pick, if they try to do an end run around her, which will be impossible with a white straight guy, whoever they pick, it's irrelevant, because nobody's disagreed in the Democrat Party, or nobody of any consequence, with what Biden has done for the last 3.5 years. So, it is on them. The culpability is theirs. Whoever they pick, President Trump will have the same counter message.
Seb Gorka, as you well know, the Democrat...
He won't, though, because he's Donald Trump.
Party are a self-preservation machine. They are ruthless about staying in power for as long as possible. No man or woman is bigger than the party. Do you think they'll try to find a stronger candidate than Kamala Harris to face Donald Trump?
No.
Well, I think that's a desperate move. I mean, look at what the reports we're getting today from left-wing sources. This morning, Biden's campaign manager said he's...
Caroline, I won't be surprised if Trump doesn't debate her. I mean, it might be a little hard for him to do that because but he doesn't want to. But yeah, man, and again, like, yeah, Mike boy, he just said, no, we're going to say the same stuff. We're not going to change nothing. It's going to be a disaster for you then. It's going to be a disaster. And again, like I said, the more that they do that shit, the more people are only going to be thinking about that. They're not going to be thinking about Kamala's record. And again, with 4 months, there's really ain't that much time to think about that anyway. But people really ain't going to be thinking about that if all the Republicans do is, oh, she's a DEI hire. That's the only reason that she's there. Oh, okay. Well, you motherfuckers need the votes of, you don't need everybody's vote. You need specific people's vote. You need independents and swing state voters. And they not going to like this shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. These people are stupid.
Not leaving. And now we have confirmation that the White House staffers found out about his stepping down from the tweet. I mean, that is a dysfunctional entity if ever I heard one. So what are they going to do? How do they jump over the black female vice president? It's nigh on impossible. Who else can they choose? So I'm just going to sit back and buy shares in popcorn for the next 99 days.
How will your friend Donald Trump be feeling this evening?
Oh, bro, man, and how does this just take off the veil of competence for them? These people are losers, man. They're losers.
After a tumultuous 8 days.
Well, if you go online, if you go to my Twitter feed, my Instagram feed, you'll see a reposted after the disastrous debate, the Biden debate, where he stood there for 90 minutes with his mouth open. President Trump went golfing right afterwards, and some unscrupulous individual surreptitiously filmed him when he asked him, so what do you think is going to happen? This is after the debate. This is like almost a month ago. My former boss said, yeah, they're going to throw him under the bus. Joe's going to drop out, and then it'll be Kamala. So the president knew this was going to happen because he always predicts these things. So he is more ready than most because he knew exactly what was going to happen after that cataclysmic debate performance from Joe Biden.
Seb Gorka, Joe Biden is a problem.
Ophelia, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you for all of the support and love that you give. As you know, I'll be in St. Louis for about 6 months. Moving back at the end of the month, and I'm really, really gonna be putting in a lot of work. So we about to grow. We're gonna keep on growing. Thank you, everybody.
Problem that hasn't really gone away because he may have withdrawn from the race in November, but he'll be president for the next few months. Yeah. That's a big problem for the Democrats, isn't it?
Well, not only that, it kind of is, besmirches all the principles they say they hold. So we knew.
This is pathetic. No, they really, man, they were ready to stomp Joe Biden. But I think Kamala with 4 months, I think she brings a special recipe, and they're losing it, man. They're losing it. That was pathetic. And I mean, this happened yesterday, so we gonna get a whole lot more of that. Okay, this is just. Y'all remember when these people really tried to kidnap a governor? They was like, we gonna kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. And again, what if you actually got away with that? What if you actually got away? Like, what then? Like, what if you managed to somehow kidnap Gretchen Whitmer? Like, then what are you gonna do? Like, you're just gonna be on the run for the rest of your life because you would forever be hunted by the feds. I mean, no, some people are just dumb, and these types of people can legally purchase guns and stuff. But that's all I wanted to bring up. I didn't even really want to go into it. I just wanted to. Do you remember when these motherfuckers tried to do this? Because you really gotta be out of your damn mind. You really gotta be out of your damn mind to think that you're gonna get away with some shit like that. Uh, let's see. Over the rest of the week, we'll start going diving deeper. Um we'll be diving deeper into Kamala's record because obviously we got to stay focused on that. And also we want to know how to hold her feet to the fire when she's in there because God, she has an incredibly good chance of beating Donald Trump, especially with the way that it's looking like Republicans are going to be campaigning against her. Um, let's make sure that we play our part and push her to do some good shit, which I think there's a good opportunity for it. And it'll be good for her career to be like, not only am I the first woman president, but I also helped pass this and pass that and pass that and pass this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's take advantage of the cultural shift for whatever it's worth. Okay. I think that might be I think that might be all that we do for today. Again, tomorrow, I'm definitely streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to take a dive into Kamala's record. We'll talk more about that. And just start looking a bit more at the data and stuff because polls are about to start coming out and everything like that. We're going to be keeping a close eye on everything. So thank y'all for joining me on this Monday. We had a good stream. Thank you, Zephelia. I love you as well. Thank you for joining, becoming a member. And yeah, man, let's keep this train rolling. I hope y'all have a fantastic afternoon, and I will see you soon.